Hawaii's public schools experienced a third consecutive decline in enrollment this year. Many parents are now turning to homeschooling. KITV4's Chloe Markley shares why this way of learning is more appealing to parents. Good morning, Chloe.
Good morning, Cynthia. Well, yes, many parents are now choosing to homeschool their children for a variety of reasons, including keeping their kids safe and giving them that one-on-one attention. For the 2020 to 2021 school year, the number of registered homeschool children in Hawaii jumped by 44%. Parents decided to take their kids out of school because of violence, bullying, too much testing, and health issues caused by the pandemic. Most parents plan to homeschool their children tentatively, but stick to it once they realize all the benefits it has on their kids. The Time for Learning online homeschooling program allows parents to act as a coach for their child. This allows the child to be independent but lean on their parents for help when needed. The president of the program says schools can be either too slow or too fast-paced for some students, and this program allows a child to learn at their own pace.
Half the kids are probably bored because it's going a little too slow for them, and they could turn into behavior problems and actually not learn the material because it seems sort of boring. And then the other half of the kids are having a tough time keeping up. They find it very challenging. They're discouraged. They don't feel smart because for whatever reason they don't take to this as quickly.
Edelson says if your child is struggling in school, you should consider homeschooling and give it a try to see if it's a good fit. He says most parents report back that their child is now progressing much faster than they were in school. For now, reporting live, Chloe Markley, KITV4 Island News.
Well, time is now 5:44. Still ahead, we've got your top morning headlines as everything you need to know. And Danielle is now here with your drive times.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. We've got traffic moving at a pretty good pace despite the rain in Honolulu coming down at times pretty hard. 2-inch water main break in Manoa. They've been working on it all night, about 30 homes impacted. On the leeward coast, nice pace like we have up out of Eva Beach. From the City and County of Honolulu's Traffic Management Center, we'll have a complete update after this. I'm Danielle Tucker. You're watching Good Morning Hawaii, KITV4.
Aloha and welcome back to Good Morning Hawaii. Carly Yoshida here filling in for Davy D this morning. We've got your hourly forecast for Hilo on the Big Island. They are expecting the most rain for today, and you can see all throughout today. This is a forecast set until 2 p.m. But we've got rain, possible thunderstorms. We do have some cooler temperatures, but that means dew point and humidity is up. And we also have these light to moderate winds, so you will feel that humidity. Hilo's going to see it. They are already seeing that rain this morning. Honolulu seeing some of that rain right now, Windward and Mauka areas, as well as moving into town. You can kind of see it in the live cam behind us. But we'll have more of those moderate trade winds going into today. Those will increase going into the weekend as well. So we won't feel as much of that humidity. And you can see the rain kind of clears up as we hit noon or late morning into noon. But it'll still be a cloudy day for us. We might see some pockets of sunshine slightly here and there, but expect those clouds and showers. And here's the island breakdown forecast for today. We see a lot of rain, and we'll see that going into the weekend as well. We'll get into those details a little bit later, but I'll send things over to Danielle Tucker now with traffic.
Thank you, Carly. All right, coming up out of Eva Beach, we're starting off on the dry side, and the traffic sometimes seems closer to Geiger, but it's still moving through the traffic lights at a pretty good pace, just like we are on the very west side, coming in, approaching Helelua here all the way to Nanakuli Avenue. I have no reports of accidents or stalled vehicles on that side. Here's a look at Honokai Hale, moving very smoothly all the way to the freeway, and here we are in Makakilo. Now, on the H1 eastbound direction as you're coming into Honolulu, moving at a really good pace all the way up into the H1, H2. Options to town, Moaloa Freeway, a little bit wetter than it is up on the H1 freeway, but still getting some rain. East to Oahu, fairly dry still on the windward side. Castle Junction, a look at Kahekili Highway on the Like, dry too, but in Honolulu it was coming down really hard, and it's still very wet. From the City and County of Honolulu's Traffic Management Center, I'm Danielle Tucker. Now back to KITV4's Cynthia Yip.
Thank you, Danielle. Well, here's what you need to know before you head out the door. A 70-year-old man is in critical condition this morning following a reported pedestrian crash in Honolulu. According to Honolulu police, the crash happened just around 10 o'clock Wednesday night along North Nimitz Highway and the H1 westbound split. HPD says multiple vehicles were reportedly involved in that crash. Emergency medical services treated and brought the man to an area hospital. Again, EMS is reporting this victim as a pedestrian. And today, the Navy is expected to complete the first phase of shutting down the Red Hill fuel storage facility. Upon last check, the Navy moved more than 1 million gallons of fuel from the facility, the Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam. The Navy says the process is moving slower than expected because some of the pumps are not working properly. Happening today on Maui, the former police officer who pled guilty to child enticement in Veterans Treatment Court for motion hearing and sentencing, 37-year-old Brandon Charles Safiels was arrested after he offered to pay an undercover officer posing as a 13-year-old teenage girl for sex. Safiels also offered money in exchange for sex and asked the undercover officer to send explicit and nude pictures. He's due in court at 1:30 this afternoon. In October, State House Representative Matt Lopresti had his drunk driving case dismissed when a judge ruled the officers had no probable cause to take him into custody. But as KITV4's Ali Duklo reports, prosecutors are now pushing back on that decision.
Lopresti's case was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. I'm told that also means the prosecutor's office is typically barred from filing a motion for reconsideration. But it did, and has a hearing for it scheduled on November 14th. That hearing will be in front of the same judge who decided to drop Lopresti's DUI case in the first place over lack of probable cause.
By filing this motion to reconsider, thereby pushing off a final disposition from the hearing, they're actually they're giving themselves more time. They're giving themselves more time to file the appeal.
We reached out to Lopresti and his attorney for comment, but have not heard back. The prosecutor's office declined comment because the case is ongoing. Ali Duklo, KITV4 Island News.
Well, time is now 5:53. Researchers found that there may be one thing that is keeping remote workers at home, and the U.S. may be cracking down on companies using bossware to spy on workers. Jane King is at the NASDAQ market site with those stories.
The government's labor watchdog is looking to crack down on companies' illegal use of bossware and other technology to spy on employees. The National Labor Relations Board wants to stop employers from improperly using software that allows them to monitor workers' activity, and the agency specifically cited software that randomly screenshots employees' laptops, records their faces and voices, tracks their location, and monitors texts and calls. Well, half of employed Americans have been so frustrated with their workplace tech that they've switched jobs or actively applying, according to new research. This was conducted by one poll on behalf of CompuCom, and the survey delved into the specific frustrations that respondents face. Results found that 20% always have bad experiences with their workplace technology, facing an average of 18 frustrations during the average work week, adding up to 102 minutes of lost productivity a week. Well, pets may be the big reason some workers don't want to go back to the office. According to a survey by Digital.com, 75% of workers say they want to stay home with their pets instead of going into the office. And Elon Musk aims to start charging for Twitter verification next week. Existing verified users will get months before paying. Bloomberg also reports Twitter plans to expand the edit button feature to all users. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
Good morning and welcome back. Okay, taking a look at how you get into Honolulu from IAEA. If you like dry conditions, looks pretty good here, but you're going into this. So if you just washed your car, you may want to take this route. It's a little bit drier, but then Dillingham Boulevard, Nimitz Highway, you're getting into rain, and that's pretty much the way it is this morning. Rain in town, much drier on the windward side and on the west side too. From the City and County of Honolulu's Traffic Management Center, I'm Danielle Tucker. You're watching Good Morning Hawaii, KITV4. Back to you, Cynthia Yip.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Well, some of us are thinking about Thanksgiving, but Santa Claus has already come to town. Ala Moana Center's iconic Big Santa is back at the mall. The 50-foot structure is made up of 2,500 square feet of fiberglass and nearly 2,000 pounds of resin. You can see this at Ala Moana's Makai parking deck along Ala Moana Boulevard. Now here's what we're working on for Good Morning Hawaii at 6. Hurricane season is coming to an end and winter is approaching the islands. What experts are predicting on the weather front for the rest of this year. Plus, a former Maui police officer who pled guilty to child enticement charges is scheduled to be sentenced. Problems continue for Hawaii's 911 emergency calls for some wireless customers throughout the state. We have an update on who was impacted this morning. This morning's top stories in a full hour of Good Morning Hawaii starts right now.
Good Morning Hawaii with Leah Kamana, Davey D, and Danielle Tucker. This is Good Morning Hawaii.
It's 6 a.m. Mahalo for staying up with us on Good Morning Hawaii. I'm Cynthia Yip in for Leah Kamana. Happy Friday Eve as we